my definition of ally, I guess within my definition of ally, anyone can be an ally. So you can also identify as gay or lesbian and an ally, because an ally is someone who is just proactively supportive of the LGBT community. So supportive, accommodating, and understanding.
To me, the most obvious thing that an ally is someone who educates and advocates for the community. And so that's someone that challenges uninclusive language, that's someone that challenges an uninclusive idea, that's someone that reads, writes, brings light to kind of dark areas. It gives people voices that don't otherwise have them.
Your role as an ally is to be someone who speaks the truth and who will correct people who are saying improper things, being supportive, being welcoming, being friendly, and inclusive.
So I think the first step to becoming an ally is learning more about the community. So asking questions, having an understanding of what you know and what you don't know, and then I guess in that point learning how to accommodate people and have a greater understanding of the struggles that LGBT students go through. That way you can, next decision you make, include them.
And so you grow up in that environment that you're in, and you've never had to challenge it. You just read about it. You see the funny Will and Grace episode with the gay stereotype trope where he's like sassy, do his thing, and then you go and you meet someone who's actually gay and you're like, you're not that, I don't understand.
I have had numerous people tell me, I've never known any gay people. Well, yes, you have. You just didn't know it, that you knew them. I can guarantee you knew people who were gay.
When you come to a university, or you move to a bigger city, or you move into a community, or you meet that person in your high school that's like now out when they weren't in high school, you begin to it innately challenges what your concept of reality is, because you realize that there are people different than what you think.
One of the things that I've seen just in my own experience here is try to be reassuring as much as possible to students when they come forward too, that it's coming to a counseling center can be pretty scary in general for a lot of individuals, but I think for a long time LGBTQIA issues were often viewed as a type of mental problem or mental illness, and so it's really important to me to reassure students that that it's not a mental illness, absolutely not, and that when they come forward to seek support for coping and for learning and self-growth and all of that around those issues or any other, that's no different than anyone else.
I keep going back to this is a human being, and we're going to treat this person as a human, and we'll treat them with the respect that you want to be treated. Just because you grew up with a set of values doesn't mean you have to impose them on somebody else. And so trying to shift that conversation away from acceptance to the respect that you want.
So whether you like a group or not, you have a responsibility to act civilly and professionally.
Safe Place is a training program for faculty and staff that trains people to be allies for LGBT students. The training allows them to become relatively proficient in identifying issues of inequality, issues of maltreatment, issues of related to difficulties that are unique to the LGBT population, including kids who are thrown out of their home because their parents find out they're gay or whatever. So it's a training program for faculty and staff that helps identify them as allies on campus for students who are LGBT.
I know a bit about the history of the LGBT culture at Ferris. I knew that the Safe Place and DSAGA were created 15 maybe, or at least Safe Place was created 15 years ago because of a need, because they literally needed a safe place, a secret location that they had a phone call to the director of housing and a phone call to this person just to get included in the safe place. And so since then, huge strides. The fact that there can even be a Pride Week or an open group or a catcall for anyone who wants to show up can show up is huge strides.
I would strongly advocate that Safe Place training be available to, if not just available, kind of a requirement for all faculty and staff, departments on campus, as well as students. I think a lot of students would benefit from having safe place training?
So it's a safe place training, or a safe place workshop, and I do that for all of the live-in RAs on campus and all the desk service managers on campus and residence life. I give it to admission tour guides, or students who take kind of the orientation students around. We do it for the FSUS classes or faculty who ask. I just did that presentation for a pharmacy faculty in service in January, but it's anyone on campus who wants to know a little bit more about the LGBT community and how to be a safe place. An indication I've given before about when you're ready to be an ally is once you associate yourself with supporting LGBT students, sometimes people assume, oh, you must be gay too. And when you're in a position where it doesn't upset you if people are going to assume your sexual orientation, then you're ready. Because I had people used to just assume who I am all the time. Oh, she must be a lesbian, or she must be bi, or whatever. And when it didn't matter to me what they thought, that's when I knew I was ready. Because if I was afraid they were going to think I was a lesbian, because I thought that was bad, then I still hadn't, in my mind, come to terms with being gay and straight are equal.
Someone growing into being an ally, I think ask questions. Know where you're coming from. Know what you're comfortable with speaking on. Not everyone has the answers. So being an ally, if someone comes out to you, the most important thing is just to sit and listen.
But being an ally just means if someone comes out to you and you can say, I'm so glad you told me, I'm here to listen to you, I'm proud, that's what being an ally too. So if you're ready to say those words to someone, then you're ready to be an ally.